Welcome back to the Movie Talk Podcast. I am your host, Rick. We are back in the building. Yes, I know I'm running a little late. I've actually been working on a couple of things. Excuse me. If you're listening to this podcast on Apple Music, you'll notice that it's under the FTH Media. If you click on that tab, it'll bring you to my other podcast. You know, got my own network going on. Besides this show, I have 3 other shows. I have a show called the Retro Rick Podcast, centered around music news, pop culture, and other topics. I have a show called the Retro Files, which is a sneaker podcast. And then I have a true crime podcast called Dumb Crimes and Criminals, which is the funniest true crime podcast in the world. So if you hit the FTH Media tab, it'll take you to all those podcasts. I definitely appreciate it if you could support. And that's why I've been running a little late. But yeah, man, you know what's crazy? I was actually going to come in here, man. And another thing too that I've been working on is a structure for this podcast. I want to hit certain topics when I'm talking about these movies. So I'm still trying to get the structure down on how I want to approach, this podcast or whatever the case, but we'll get there. I was actually going to come in here and talk about Fast 10. I actually just watched it the other day. Me and the wife and kids, we was like, let's have a little movie night. We sat back, we rented it, you know what I'm saying? We ain't come down here where I am now, you know what I'm saying? I call this the man cave, it's my basement. I got a 100-inch theater screen on the wall. So the Fast 10 didn't make it here. You know what I mean? We watched it in the living room. We got a nice 75-inch in the living room. You know what I'm saying? Like certain movies, everything can't get down here. You know what I'm saying? Everything don't come down here. You know what I mean? If I don't think it's like that, then we watch it upstairs in the living room. You know what I'm saying? If I think it's like that, then it could come down here. You know what I mean? That's a B movie. You know what I mean? That's all right, we could watch. It's something to watch. That's what I think about the Fast and Furious. It's something to watch. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I watched it, man, and I was going to come on here and do a review on it, but it wasn't that good, man. Again, man, listen, my Instagram is @Rick_BHR. My email is themovietalkpod@gmail.com. All that is in the description. Hit me up if you think otherwise. But I don't think it was that good. It wasn't that dope to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't big on the acting. Like the acting was a little it was a little like it had the action. You know what I'm saying? It had the action. That's what I really watched it for. I'm like, yo, let's watch something. Let's watch some action. Let's get it going. Whatever the case, but it's too much, man. It's too much. It wasn't it, man. And by the looks of the way how it ended, it looked like it's gonna be an 11. But it wasn't it, man. It was not it. I don't remember which one it was, like, that they became who they are now in the Fast and Furious. But I think that I don't think it wouldn't have been a bad idea for them to keep it a little more realistic. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you could really lose too much when you keep it realistic. You know what I'm saying? Fast and Furious, like, they should have made it like an ill street racing type of movie. Like, really, I know that's what it started out as, but if they really would have stuck to that and just had, like, the street racing, more realistic type of street racing culture, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if they had movies where they really, really had to, like, meet up places and maneuver shit to block off traffic, and you know what I'm saying, like really have it like that type of shit. I think I would enjoy it more. You know what I'm saying? I like the action of it, but come on, man, they went to space and they just doing a lot. You know what I mean? They just took it way left. And I know when you watch a movie, you got to expand your imagination and all that. I'm with all that. But I just feel like sometimes, if you keep it realistic, it could hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Just keep it realistic. Like, they could be a squad of street racers. You know what I'm saying? They can have beefs with other street racers. They could break into each other's shops, fight when they see each other, do all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Have dangerous races. You know what I'm saying? Like, races where, you know, it's just like wild shit. Like, you know, like man, look, they could have got crazy, you know? But this one just, it wasn't it, man. It wasn't it, man. You know, like I said, even when 11 come out, I'm going to watch it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to watch it just for the action, just to see how crazy it is. You know, that's what I watch Fast and Furious for now, to see how ridiculous they get. You know what I'm saying? So that's about it on that, you know. I ain't really got too much to say on that, because it wasn't really that, you know. But what I want to do, also what I wanted to speak on is like my favorite city backdrop of a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like my favorite place a movie is shot in. You know, I'm not trying to sound biased, you know, but my favorite place that a movie is shot in or themed in or based in or whatever you want to call it is old New York. I don't think nothing looks better on TV than old New York. You know what I'm saying? That 90s to like early 2000s New York. I think, you know, movies that shot in New York or just have that New York theme, it's just something about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm from New York. I understand it maybe better than others or whatever the case, because somebody that's listening to this podcast might feel that way about old Cali, you know what I'm saying, or old whatever, but I just personally like old New York, you know, like 2023, man, no place is the same, you know, of course, we know that, but, you know, it's just like, it's nothing like watching a movie like New Jersey Drive, I said New Jersey Drive, I'm talking about New York, watching a movie like Juice, or New Jack City, or King of New York, or, you know, Above the Rim, you know what I'm saying, Money Train, like, you know what I'm saying, just movies that's like in New York, and you see New York all throughout the movie. To me, that's the best backdrop. I don't think there's nothing topping that. You know what I'm saying? I would be interested in knowing like what's, you know, some of y'all's favorite backdrop in a movie. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, the actors is on strike. The writers is on strike, man. And that's crazy. I hope that we get good movies out of this. You know what I'm saying? I still feel like it's a lot of stories that you could tell out there. You know, if they need help, they could come holler at me. You know what I'm saying? I got a million ideas that's always constantly running through my head. Being a movie head, you know what I'm saying? When you're a movie head, you be thinking about all type of movies. Like, yo, imagine somebody made this a movie, that a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, and look, I say it all the time, man. We all laugh at Tubi. Yo, they got the worst acting in the world, all this shit, whatever the case. But the storylines be good. If these Hollywood directors need to go over there and remake some of them with the big budget and switch the actors and do all that. Go buy some of them movies off them people and turn it into something. Because they be having like good urban movies. Like, you notice that they don't make urban movies no more. You're not gonna go to the movie theater and see a Juice type of movie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is going straight to DVD if you do. It's going straight to, not even DVD, that shit is going straight to Prime or Hulu or something like that. That's where you get them. You know, but yeah, that shit it's just different, man, you know, but, to see them stand together like that though, you know, like I said, man, I hope, something good come out of that, you know, because we all like to go to the movies, man. You know, I remember when the pandemic hit and then they was talking about movie theaters not opening back up, and, you know, they was on the brink of maybe almost being non-existent. Some of them in some places or whatever the case. I was like, nah, man, not the movie theaters. We already got rid of Blockbuster. We can't get rid of the movie theaters either. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, yo. I want to take my wife to the movies. You know what I'm saying? I want to kick my feet up and watch a good movie. You know, I don't want to just, okay, pull up the movie at the crib. You know, it's like, y'all trying to keep us in the house? Like, the movies is the movies, man. That got to be around forever. You know what I'm saying? So, but, let's see, man. Let's see how long this lasts, man. I haven't even really been doing too much reading up on it. I'm going to, though, so maybe next pod or the pod after, whatever the case, as things happen, I'll talk about it, whatever the case. But, I wish they did this in music, you know what I'm saying, to get the music back on track, because the rap game is shot to shit right now, man, for real. So I wouldn't mind them doing they need to get together over there and do something, because it ain't what it is. It ain't what it was, man, But yeah, man, so, Fast 10, man, like I said, when they go up to Fast whatever, I'm going to watch it for the action, man. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the John Wick movies. You just watch them now for the action, just to see what they're going to do. You know what I mean? I don't think... we watched John Wick 4 the other night, too. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm just watching these joints for the action. Like I said, next episode, I just want to come on here and update y'all for what I'm talking about. Next episode, we'll really get back into the movies. And like I said, again, please hit my email, themovietalkpod@gmail.com. Send me some movies you want me to review or talk about. And, like I said, if I never seen it before, I'll watch it and I'll come on the pod and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Either way, I'm gonna talk about it. If it's a suggestion and I've seen it, I'll talk about it. If I haven't watched it, if I've never seen it, I'll watch it and talk about it. So, let's build this community. That's another thing I'm trying to do with the FTH media is I'm trying to build community. I study other podcasts. You know what I'm saying? I study podcasts like a football player studying the game tape. You know what I'm saying? Last week's game tape. So I'm trying to build community, so if you love movies like I love movies, let's build on that. You know what I'm saying? So you referring me to movies or sending me movies and sending me questions about movies, it helps make this podcast better. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by build a community. So that's what I'm trying to do with FTH Media. I'm trying to build community for each of these podcasts. You know what I'm saying? We all love movies, so let's build a movie talk community. Let's talk movies, which I like, which I don't like, what you need to see, what you can never stop watching. Let's get to it. Let's not, I don't want y'all to just listen to the podcast. I want to build community. You know what I mean? I think that'd be ill. So, but yeah, man, Fast 10 was my favorite backdrop is New York and FTH Media. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably the episode for today. But like I said, also, if you're listening to this and you got any idea on like a structure, send it over, man. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm going to work on that. Actually, I'm going to go upstairs, probably eat, read a little bit, and work on the structure, on how I want to structure this. You know what I'm saying? So within the next few episodes, man, I'm going to break down the structure and how I'm going to do the pod and how I'm going to break down the movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about breaking it down. I got some ideas. You know what I'm saying? Let me flush it out and then I'm going to bring it to the podcast and we can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Watch movies, if you are born in the 2000s, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you was born in the 2000s. If I was you, I'd go back and watch like all the movies from the 80s and 90s, man. You know what I'm saying? Those was the best movies, man. At that time frame, in my opinion, some of the best movies ever was getting made in that time frame. Do yourself a favor, man. Because y'all got the movies now, and yeah, some couple movies coming out here and there, but it ain't like it used to be, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know the feeling of going to the movie theaters early and just sneaking in. Not sneaking in, but you go buy a ticket, but you don't leave the movie because it's that many movies in there. See, y'all don't know that feeling. Y'all don't know that feeling of going to the movie theater early, catching the movie, then sneaking to the next movie, watching that, sneaking to the next movie, watching that, because it's 4 or 5 movies in the theater at one time and you want to see them all. So y'all don't got that feeling no more, man. So go do your research, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you need a suggestion, hit me up, man. I'll suggest a movie for you. Word. But listen, this is the Movie Talk Podcast. This episode was more of an update episode, man. You know, like I said, I told you about FTH Media. Fast 10 it was in. And, you know, told you about my favorite backdrop, man. New York City. You know what I'm saying? Old New York City, man. It's the best backdrop for a movie. You understand what I'm saying? On that note, I will be signing off. I'ma holla.